Many cultures around the world value indirect communication and avoiding direct speak to some extent, particularly when it comes to sensitive or delicate topics. The reasons for this can vary, but one common motivation is to protect the listener's feelings and maintain harmony in social interactions. In countries like Japan, China, Korea, and Vietnam, indirect communication is common. People often use subtle hints, nonverbal cues, and context to convey their messages, rather than speaking directly. Being blunt or overly direct can be considered impolite and may lead to discomfort or strained relationships. Instead, individuals are expected to interpret the context and subtle cues to understand the underlying message. This approach is often seen as a way to show consideration for others' feelings and to maintain social harmony. And what I will put forward here is that being indirect is one of the biggest insults you could hurl at people. Basically, what the other person is saying with indirectness is that you are the type of person who can't handle facing reality or the truth head-on. You might just flip out, go crazy, and can't converse reasonably about the issues at hand. They may be trying to cover for your feelings, and initially it sounds nice, but think about what that is actually saying. You are so weak and feeble-minded that you need to be coddled by circling around the issue like a melting snowflake you are. So instead of saying what they think they want you to try, read their minds. When you inevitably misunderstand these subtle hints, I'd say it was their fault for not saying what they actually meant. Later, they might even blame you for not figuring their intention out, when this has escalated to a full-blown drama. Like it was your job to fix their poor level of communication with the powers of mind reading that no one has. And many nice people are fooled by this type of argument. Like it was your fault that you didn't get it, when they were being indirect. If it is indeed the case that the listener can't handle bluntness or direct conversation, then I would say that person still has some growing up to do. And I've actually come to believe that there are plenty of people who can't grow up the way I'm suggesting, especially when any kind of mindfulness or mental fortitude is not educated from very young age. It is like the feelings are sacred, and you just need to flow their way, and when you become older, you will find out that you can avoid problems when you tiptoe around people who might get triggered. So this type of culture is something that has fallen into, not something that was striven for. No self-introspection and barely even any critical thinking is taught to the young. What is taught instead are various facts. When these are the lessons that would serve you for lifetime, no matter who you are, or what your profession would end up becoming. As adults, most have set on their ways, and I for one have not found a way to crack through a hard shell of stupidity. Personally, I'd cut people like that out of my life, or the very least from my close vicinity. Want a friend whom with you need to tiptoe around because they might go crazy from concepts, thoughts, or ideas? I sure don't. Do you want to be seen as a person who can't handle the truth and honesty? I most definitely don't. Probably pissed off most of the human race right there. The rest of you, see you next time in Flamethrower Light.